Great win for our team today. Really happy for several of our players. Certainly Milt was outstanding, made a bunch of clutch free throws, but really rebounded the ball today and was just terrific down the stretch. I thought obviously KJ's threes in the first three threes at the beginning of the game really got us off to a good start, and unfortunately got in a little foul trouble, but played solid. And then DeMarcus, played like the guy that I saw when I was recruiting a couple years ago. He was outstanding, played with so much more confidence. And he's had a great year for us defensively. He just hasn't played as well offensively as we thought he would, and he's been working at it. And it's really just a lot of his confidence, and to see those guys play the way they did when Book was under the weather and just not feeling himself, and obviously the zone doing a good job of packing it back, was a good way for our team to win this one.
How did it feel to have, you talked about the other day, people stepping up making plays, and having Harrison hit that three, then Milt making the block there near the end?
Well, really all game it was, DeMarcus had shot the ball at times in practice really well. Just yesterday, he made like 3 threes in practice. It was, we've seen it at times in practices. Really, when he first got here, he was so out of shape that he was not shooting it well. And I didn't really say much to him. I kind of left him alone, but it wasn't improving. And then we finally started trying to work with him, probably a little too late, but you always hate to mess with some kids that have had some success. And it's just good to see some hard work pay off for a guy. As much as working with guys on their shooting and things like that is important, confidence in games is the most important thing. When you have positive experiences from game play, that's what makes you grow as a player the fastest. You can see things in practice, you can have a play, but to be able to do it in crunch time, to do it throughout the course of the game, it wasn't just a 2-minute stretch where he made 2 threes back to back. This was a performance throughout the year or throughout the game that was good to see. And I'm really happy for Milt, because Milt has worked really hard, and I've talked about there are times I think he's criticized, probably more than he should be. And when he has games like today, in all honesty, he was a big part of the difference. And his rebounding and all those made free throws, if he just misses a few of those free throws, the game turns. And so I was really pleased for him.
Brad, did you anticipate as much zone as you got and taking as many threes as you did?
I knew that they would play us quite a bit of zone, more than we'd seen throughout most of the season. We've seen some, but we haven't seen a lot in ACC play. It's the ways the zones are played, you got to take what's there. When they pack it back as much as they do, there's going to be some shots that they're kind of daring you to shoot, and I'm sure that's part of the plan. I think our guys are better shooters on those kind of rhythm shots than, those are not the hardest shots in basketball. Those are rhythm shots that you need to be able to make. Now, it takes away some of your other things. It certainly takes away some of Booker's touches. It takes away some of your penetration sometimes. But the way we're going to have to play on some of that, we're going to have to make some of those shots to win.
Brad, it looked like you guys were in some disarray late in the first half when they were trapping the wings.
Just a couple possessions where we tried to call a set play, and in the play we kind of move away from support, and it's a play that a lot of people run, and so they have to trap it, so you look bad because you don't really have that outlet back. So we just had to be a little more careful on a couple of those possessions. I don't know if we turned it over maybe once. Hit okay, but they haven't shown that as much as just the traditional zone.
In the second half, Bree did not have a basket until the last minute of the game. What was your kind of defensive approach with him today?
We just harassed him all ball screens. I thought we played really well against him, but I think it's real easy to look at his stats. He had 11 free throws. He draws unbelievable amounts of free throws and fouls. Obviously, I wasn't happy about some of them because I think he initiates contact sometimes. But what really impresses me about Eric Green is you keep going on the stats and you see 5 assists and 1 turnover. When he's being harassed like he is, for him to still have the wherewithal to pass it, find guys for assists, he sees 2 and 3 plays ahead much better than most college kids. He's at a much higher level than anybody else right now. And for him to not force it and to just continue to try to find another guy and make the right pass and the right decision speaks to how high level of basketball he's playing.
Did I read that was your first career?
It was.
Did you deserve it? What did you do to get it?
You know what? I was so far away from Jamie, I'm not sure why he got all upset with me. I had some things run through my mind that probably deserved it. I don't know that I said a lot. You know, in all honesty, that's it. I've never made a big deal about not getting one. I don't make a deal about getting one. I wasn't like trying to get one to like spur the crowd. I think all that's overrated. It just happens.
2 days ago, you had a devastating loss down at Florida State. How do you jump out to a 12-0 lead today?
You know what? On Friday, we were hurting bad, and I guess what I did, I brought our guys into the film room. They were dressed for practice. Thought we'd go out, you know, do our normal shooting, do some light shooting, and probably walk through some Virginia Tech stuff. And I told them we're not doing any of that. I said a big part of coaching is it's coaching the physicality of the game, physical skills. It's coaching the mental part of the game, the teaching of the plays, the teaching of offenses, the IQ, all those kinds of things. But it's also understanding emotionally where your team is. Really 3 parts. And the more I'm in coaching, the more I realize the emotional part of it is critical, maybe as important as anything, especially as the year goes. And I try to tell our guys, you know, sometimes you're playing well and people want to pat you on the back and tell you how good you're doing. And sometimes we tell our guys, hey, don't read the papers, don't listen to all that. Bart, we tell them not to read papers sometimes, not to read the blogs, Larry. Stay away from all that kind of stuff. Even your friends are going to tell you how well you're doing. Don't listen to them. Like, focus on but sometimes the other thing is true too, and as coaches we often forget about this. Like, we played well last week. We went to state with 2 minutes to go and it's tied. We really, for the most part, outplayed Florida State and we lost. The problem in sports is last week you lose twice, so everybody thinks you're bad. You're no good. My job was to build them up and tell them how much better we got last week. So I listed about 7 things on the board of all the things that we did well last week, where we improved. We're getting better. Don't listen to the negativity, because now people are going to be down on you. And so that was a big part of what we were trying to do, is just to get our guys to feel good. We met for 45 minutes and then got out of there and tried to recharge our battery for the day.
Any other questions for Coach?
So that was Friday?
That was Friday. We had a good practice on Saturday, just kind of went through our normal crisp stuff. I told them, hey, we'll build for, our whole thing on Friday was your tank needs to be full on Sunday at 1. Like, you need to be ready to rip and go Sunday at 1. And we're going to build, you know, we got to do some things physically and we got to do some things mentally to prepare. It's great if your tank is full, but you don't know what the hell to do. You know what I mean? So we got to get prepared, so you better be ready to practice tomorrow and be focused at the meetings that night and all those things. But today we're going to let you recharge and think positively about what we did. And we did. And we came back and had a good crisp practice. Book was sick and out, and you know, he's really still not doing very well with the flu, and so it was hard, but certainly really proud of the way we started and played. Our guys were really juiced.
Is he any better, or where is he on this?
It's just the temperature's just going back and forth. He had 103 yesterday at practice, and he started to do something and then just felt awful, was shivering, and he's just kind of hadn't been able to shake it completely. And you know, he certainly didn't look like the same guy today. He looked worn down. And I tried to give him breaks through the minutes, you know, the TV timeouts or whatever, but he didn't have his full legs under him today, I don't think.
Now that you got this win, what's the message Tuesday night?
Damn, gonna make me go to work again already? Just that you got to bounce back, and you know, we're gonna have to be ready to play. I really think Georgia Tech. I've watched Georgia Tech a lot. I think Georgia Tech is a lot better than the record indicates right now. I think they've played some tough games. They kind of beat Virginia Tech for most of the night and then lost it at the end. They played really well against Wake. I think they're big and strong physically, and so I think this is a game where, you know, we're going to need guys like DeMarcus and KJ and guys like that to play well again, because I don't think it'll be as easy to just pound it inside every possession, because they've got 4 guys that can run inside, that can rebound and guard you and post hard. So, you know, we're going to have to really be ready to play and play well again from the perimeter to win.
Jennings has been a lot better at home this year. Just more confidence at home. Do you know what that's about?
You know what? I don't. I wish I did. I don't know. Maybe we'll bring a picture of Little John, or maybe bring his pillow with him on the road or something.
So does this count as you beating a former assistant, I guess, or?
Hell yeah, it does. No, James is gonna do a good job. I'm happy that he's getting the opportunity. Good guy.
Okay, thank you very much, Coach.
Thanks, guys.